One very serious question. Today we had this weekend connect with my trainees. So few people have come and they have a career gap, especially women. They raise children and they have to set up a family. So they just leave their jobs and they don't work for a couple of years. They want to come back to the work, but where to start they don't know. Any suggestions for you?
What I would suggest to the women who have a break in their career is like, see if there is a break, if there is a change from the time they stopped and the time they want to start.
Can switch to IT industry and whether IT industry will accept them.
IT industry is so vast that it can accept everyone.
Said, be in the game and learn the game. That's more required. That's all.
Ups and downs or recessions or these kind of a bad turbulence which we have, right? Upskill yourself.
So the people who are not so outspoken, some people are very shy. They're not able to come out of their comfort zone, or they feel really difficult to ask something. So what would you suggest for those people?
Being a manager, there are different set of people around us, and some people obviously they are shy. They don't talk, but they really work hard in the background.
I have a different approach to it. If there is a situation which comes that your project is going to miss the deadline, raise the alarm before. And definitely there are organizations which are called as pressure cookers in IT. Yeah, I did work in one of them.
I do.
Yeah, and there are managers who abuse you. What I would suggest to the women who have a break in their career is like, see if there is a break, if there is a change from the time they stopped and the time they want to start. See, I'll be very honest in doing one thing. What you guys are doing is a service. I feel like it is a service. The reason is, okay, they pay for it, but they pay for it for some expenses, but the motivation, the boosting which you give to get into their field which they are actually happy, they're more interested in this, like it is no less than a service.
A little shy at those times, but when I learned this ask beautiful 3-letter word, it really changed myself, my character, my outlook and my approach, for sure.
I thought you said getting married.
Yeah, I cannot disclose this.
Hello everyone, I'm Santosh and welcome to SIT Talks. So as promised, we are coming up with an exciting episode today. We have a very distinguished guest in our SIT Talks. So SIT Talks is sponsored by a training institute called SIT, switch to itjobs.com. We are in Manikonda and in Kondapur. We have 2 branches. We are training people on business analyst and project management courses. So we are doing this from past 6 years, and we have placed so many people in these jobs called business analyst and project management. So we are bringing expertise, industry expertise people who are working in industry from past 10 years or 15 years, who are playing in a very senior management role, to bring you how the industry works. Okay, what are the myths in the industry? What are the opportunities that industry gives you, and how to grab these opportunities? So right from the horse's mouth, you are going to listen all the tips how you can get into this IT industry. So today we have an exciting guest who are the very senior most managers at all the delivery heads in a reputed IT organization. They work with MNCs. So stay tuned, and today's episode is going to be really interesting. Venkat, ఇందాక మనం ఒక టాపిక్ డిస్కస్ చేస్తాం కదా, లైక్ నాన్ ఐటీ వాళ్ళకి మీరు అడ్వైస్ ఏమి ఇస్తారో, వాళ్ళకి ఎలా ఐటీలోకి స్విచ్ కావాలనుకుంటే ఎలాంటి కోర్సెస్ కానీ, హౌ దే కెన్ స్విచ్ టు ఐటీ ఇండస్ట్రీ అండ్ వెదర్ ఐటీ ఇండస్ట్రీ విల్ యాక్సెప్ట్ దెమ్.
Okay. IT industry is so vast that it can accept everyone. Now, for all the non-IT guys, what is my advice would be like, there are 2 things for every person to get success. That is skill and will. Okay, will weighs a little bit more than skills. Okay, now if people have will to switch to IT, okay, then I think you guys have the skill, all the skills which you can actually give them and train them so that they can actually get into IT. So these 2 things are very, very important. Okay, even if there is no skill, but will is very important. To do the job is very important. Now, what I suggest to all the new guys who are there in IT is like, your will. Okay, you want to work in it. So that is very much required from my point of
As
view.
humans, no, we always evolve. Okay, I don't think skills are like on the day one. We don't have all the skills.
Correct.
But as we go on in that job, we pick up so many new skills, and we at some point at a time we can learn everything. So I think, as you said, really will has a more weightage
Right.
than the skill.
And then people, I think all the people should also think like, you know, from the day we were born and from the time when we were actually coming up, right, we learn lot of skills, new skills, right? Okay, let it be walking, talking, cycling and on, and we learn a lot of things. And when you actually get into IT as a newbie, as a new joinee, or when you, even if you're a lateral recruiter, right, every company has something to teach you, and you will learn this naturally in the due course. Okay, so that is always there. So no one should be afraid, like, you know, probably this company has so many technologies, that is still fine. But once you get into it, then there are a lot of things which you naturally learn it. So that is what would be my point, that everyone should make a note of it. Shrikant, you want to add something?
Yeah, I think, yeah, that's those good points mentioned by Venkat. So let's say, for example, someone has learned X technology, okay, but there is a Y technology that's been implemented in the company. But if you are able to prove that X technology you are proficient, we will trust you that you can do the good job with this Y technology. So computers is something, what he mentioned is just a vast, and it's open for everyone. If you do your relevant hard work, commitment, perseverance, that is more than required to switch to IT job from any other job. Let's say you done in your previous company, you worked for like 7 years. You have done something right. Without that, you cannot sustain there also. So you worked, you learned the life cycle of that particular, let's say, finance or hospitality, whichever it is. You can implement those good principles in software as well. So software can accept good principles, and we whoever person comes in, they will not straight away from day one, they don't need to work. They will also be given KT, called knowledge transfer, on this Y technology, and will make them on board. So they will be onboarded if they have these commitment, hard work, open mindset. That's all. That's pretty much required here.
As we know, the negative rumors spread more than the positive.
True.
The negative travels fast.
Yes.
So, people will be worried about recessions, layoffs. People will be thinking about it. So, what's your opinion on that?
So, let's say he mentioned that Nokia is the phone which we used to use it very, very frequently at those times. But that being redundant, but still, did we stop talking? We have chosen another mobile phone, another technology. Same here, if you are redundant, you also have to upskill your skill sets, make your resume more passionable, open your mindset, and do the job which really suits you. So there is a recession. Yes, recession can happen in a company, in any of the companies or reputed companies. So you have to upskill, you have to flexible and adapt that recession and move on to the technology which really suits at that current time. So that current time is pretty much important. So you always have to be in the game, as I said, be in the game and learn the game. That's more required. That's all.
And to add it, definitely yes, negative news spreads faster than positive is, definitely that is for there. And Aslam, to be very honest, these recessions, these ups and downs are a part of industry, are part of any industry to that matter. For sometimes the cars sell very good, but sometimes they don't. So yeah, everyone has to bear in mind that yes, these recessions will come. It's not that your life is going to be very smooth, as someone says in the movie, right? If you see a ECG, your ECG goes ups and downs. That is which means that you are alive. If your ECG is a flat line, then it's like you are not alive. So which means like ups and downs are definitely there, and you have to take it. And no one should really need to be worried about it. But as Srikanth mentions, right, the only way to come out of these ups and downs or recessions or these kind of an bad turbulence which we have, right? Upskill yourself. That's
So people have seen like vast experience you people are having. So with the 16 years of experience and all, you people have seen ups and downs a lot. So what do you think in entire your journey in the career? So what is the most biggest challenge you people might have faced? Like how did you overcome that?
Okay. For everyone, challenge will be different. Okay. When I have started, probably understanding my clients was a challenge to me. Then how did I overcome? So it's like, when I actually wanted that I'm not able to understand what my US clients speak or what my UK clients speak. So I said like, no, somewhere I know, because I've been an English medium student right from starting, but that accent which is there, which I was not able to catch. And I said, okay, why not? Okay, let me watch some English series or serials, and then try to watch more of BBC News or something like that. So in that way I learned, and when I started catching that accent, then it actually came up to be very easy to me. That was the first challenge, very initial days which we had. And second would be like, putting us into a technology which you are not really acquainted with and which you are not comfortable with, and then we are asked to deliver something. So those challenges will definitely come up there. And how did I do it? It is only like good networking again. So we are here because of networking, and then yes, networking always helps. So that those are the two things which I would like to mention.
In my point, during my journey, in the starting of my journey, the hardest difficult part is communicating with the client.
Okay.
Communication plays a vital role. And English taken as a medium in software, that is much more important. Like if you think in your own mind, in your own regional language, but don't put the same content of regional language, translate that into English is not a good idea. So you think that while you are writing an email or putting an email to the client, think in client shoes. How he is able to understand that language or that email. One email, if you send an email, there should not be any more questions on it. Client should understand what it is. So initially that was little difficult for me, but not an impossible task. I learnt it on the board, on the way throughout my journey. Another one would be obviously people around us.
Yeah.
Difficult to understand few of the people. It's a mix of culture, mix of technologies. People, it's, as I said, it's just not only computer science. There are mechanical students, electrical, electronics. So many people will be there. So understanding the people, understanding what they're talking about it, understanding what is their intent of the talk, and putting it in the right way. A little difficult in the start, but yes, not an impossible task. I could achieve it throughout during my journey. I think this is pretty much things for now.
So you people might be hiring a lot of people in your projects. A lot of people will be coming. So what qualities will you check in them? Like he has to be overqualified and so skill set. He must have been expertise. Like what qualities you most prefer?
For me, my point of view, and I learnt it from my guru. As I think we spoke casually before this, but let's say for example, if I I will not be able to understand all technologies. Suppose if I don't know one topic, and if I ask the topic to the person whom I'm interviewing it, if he is able to make me understand, that's it. I think that is my way of taking. If he is able to understand what my doubt or my point, that's it. I'll take it. Let him in the job. I'll train him. Obviously, everyone has to get trained, onboarded, get the KT onboarded with the Y technology which I spoke earlier. So if that guy is able to make me understand, that's it. That should be the easiest way to get in.
When we interview candidates, right? So obviously now that we are in a kind of a mid-senior or senior position, so they have been already technically scrutinized and come to us. What I'd look only into two abilities which two things which I look into. The first thing is his attitude towards work and his ability of the problem solving. These two things which I'll actually check into. I'll put them and I'll really put some stupid question to them. not exactly stupid, but something really out of context, and I'll see how he will react, he or she reacts, and then what is his attitude towards work and his peers is something which really matters to me, and what is his ability of a problem solving. So if these two really satisfy me, then I'm going to say yes to that particular candidate.
So the people who are not so outspoken, some people will be very shy. They're not able to come out of their comfort zone, or they feel really difficult to ask something. So what would you suggest for those people?
Being a managers, there are different set of people around us, and some people obviously they are shy, they don't talk, but they really work hard in the background. Their technical skills are really good. Only thing is they are not able to communicate properly. So in those cases, being a manager, we should observe each and every person, their ability, their strengths, and their weaknesses. And the weakness part, if that communication part is the only weakness, then I'll encourage him to take up some communication skill development, or English writing skill development, whatever it is. But he is absolutely is an asset to the company. Just that he is not able to communicate properly doesn't mean he is not working. He's really good in technical terms. So we will upskill. We'll make sure we'll try to do that, because there is a department called Learning and Development department. We'll go to that department and ask them to put in relevant respective trainings.
Right. I have a different approach to it. So what I would do if one of my team members or any person who is not actually very shy in communicating is probably I would like to socialize more with them. Okay, bring down that shy barriers, saying that okay, then once this barrier comes out, right, then he feels more comfortable, then maybe he or she will start communicating in their own regional language, but then slowly we can actually encourage them to use the medium which we are actually using, like let it be English, right? So in that way we can do it. So probably I will do that approach. Sorry for that. For a different approach, Srikanth.
There is another point. Yes.
So my question is, next question is that, let's say someone who's from non-IT, okay, they are working in a bank or in a BPO or somewhere. So they just want to peep inside how these IT people work. So they just want to peep and see our lives who are working in the IT. So just you can show them the window, open the window and show them how the IT, how is the day-to-day work, how it comes, and what is the fun you have in the IT industry. So I think it's getting heated. So let's have some.
You want us to show the real window or a glorified one? A real window is different than the glorified one. So what the myth now, actually everyone is probably they will have a glorified one, but what would be the actual real window, right? It's really cool, right? So let it be myself Srikanth, or myself let it be Aslam, and how do we start our day? We start our day with a coffee or a tea, right? First we go, because everyone does a good amount of travel, right? So we go, just put down our laptops or whatever it is, okay, just relax, okay, unwind from the travel stuff, and then get on to the work, right? Then just meet and greet all the people, especially that's what we do. We just go around all the desk, meet and greet all the people, say hi, hello, and then slowly you'll be warming up to this environment, right? And then we'll start. Yeah. So this is the actual picture, by the way. So glorified picture will be very different, like it is all there. But then see, every company, every organization has its own way to encourage and bring people to the mainstream, and then they want to encourage, they want to, everyone to want to build an inclusive environment, right?
Especially at this moment when people are so much interested to work from the home.
Okay. Now, yeah, that's actually for us a very, very big challenge for the managers to there, right? How do we encourage our team members to come to office, right? Okay, bringing them back to office is really, really a challenge. There are multiple ways. We give some incentives, and then there are situations where genuinely they actually need to work, right? And then we try to do a lot of gatherings, and then try to put up some learning sessions, okay, and kind of fun activities which Aslam is really good at. So yeah, these are the things which we actually try, so that if the employee
what are the
can
regular meetings you have, and what are the deadlines you have in this software jobs, and what in case if you don't meet those deadlines, what are those those things on a day-to-day challenges you face in your day-to-day work.
Okay, so now the work culture and the methodologies have evolved over the time. When it was long back, when it was kind of a waterfall model. So we used to have deadlines at this particular point. Okay, you need to deliver this, and way back there used to be a lot less meetings than what we have currently. Okay, that is another significant change which we do now that everyone has moved to the agile model, right? We have more meetings and we do work on a small workable solution, and we deliver to that, right? What will be the regular meetings? So first of all, it depends upon person to person. If it is an software engineer, there are certain set of meetings. If there are leads and architects, there are certain more set of meetings, and if it is a manager and above, there are certain more set of meetings which are there. So if you particularly talk on my terms, being on a mid senior or a senior level, so I have all mix of all this. Okay, we get into technology meetings as well. We get one-to-ones, and we have our project meetings. Okay, we with our seniors, which we need to do that, and we come up with the deadlines which are. And to another question, what happens if you actually miss a deadline? So there is no hard and fast rule, or no one can say that yes, definitely this project will be completed by this time. But what I would say is, like, if there is a situation which comes that your project is going to miss the deadline, what is my approach? And then probably Srikanth would also agree with me. It is like, raise the alarm before.
Yes.
What are the situations which is actually bringing you there, right? See, just a small example, like, I call up my wife, I say that, okay, I'll be reached by 5:30. And then if I don't reach by 5:30, and of course we are all married, like, what would happen?
common.
So we give a heads up saying that, hey, there is a traffic,
I'm
I
sure
can't reach.
everyone will connect to this point.
Exactly, right? Yeah. Yeah. And no matter, you call 10 minutes before and saying that, yeah, okay, honey, I'm late, I can't reach by 5:30. That is a simple thing which we do even in the project management or a business analysis, saying that yes, we can't reach the deadline because A, B, C, Z, whatever the factors which are there. Over to you.
Yes, absolutely. I think Venkat spoke everything. I didn't leave anything, but yes.
Don't give him the mic.
So yes, being a project manager, raise the alarm well in advance, saying what are the possible reasons for the delay, and that if that delay can be accommodated, or how that delay can be mitigated. If that can be mitigated by increasing the resources from other teams, or increasing the timeline, or seeing what best we can do, and talk to the management and see if something can be cut down from the requirements, and do the shippable product for now, and do a little later as a phase 2, something like that. So these are the things that we can do only if it is raised before, well in advance. Otherwise, if it is raised in the last minute, cannot do anything, and we all fall into trouble.
The reason for asking this question, Srikanth, is many people know, especially in our Indian culture, they think that we shouldn't fail.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
so,
so true. That's a myth. Yeah.
No one should say me anything.
Right.
That is imbibed in our culture, actually. So if I go into that job and if someone says me that I'm unable to meet my deliverables,
Right.
I can't show my face. So such kind of things. So I always tell them, especially the students who come to me, so there isn't nothing like that. Okay, you are not a single person in a team. You will be surrounded with so many people. You'll have a senior management team. You'll have your own pals working with you. So they won't let you fall is the first thing.
Yes.
So a project manager is a person who will identify whether we are able to meet the targets. If you're unable to meet, they'll definitely come up with some kind of things where you can extend the timelines.
Yes.
So it is not a solo performance is what I keep on telling them. So yeah, they're really scared, actually, many people.
Yes, scared of saying no to.
Yeah.
Our Indian culture, we were so imbibed from the education starting level to the post-grad level, where we cannot say no.
Yes.
We would advise to say no. We also respect to say no, because if you think of any other people apart from Indians, they say no. They say, this is my timeline, this is my job timings, like 5:30, I'm done. I will not be able to open the laptop now. So yes, you can also say this, but again, if there is very, very critical deadline, obviously anyone will open your laptop and do the job once in a while, not every time. And for me, I being a manager, I also learned few of the things where I make sure my team eats their lunch on time.
Nice.
And I'll make sure if they are still slogging during the lunchtime, I say, are you sending a rocket? If you stop, does that fail or burst? Doesn't, right? It's okay. Just leave your laptop, come out, have lunch on time, come back. We will work with more energy.
Correct.
Same thing. What mentioned the tea breaks. Those are very, very, very important, because we will have a shift of thought process.
Yes.
If you stop for something and have a chat, have a tea chat, and come back, you'll regain your energy.
Seriously.
Yes.
Actually, I have worked in non-IT industry. Initially, I started off in the sales job. I wasn't very good in academics, so I started in a bank. In Bank of Baroda, I was a sales guy. So when compared to those jobs, I think IT industry is way, way, way better. So here the people are very encouraging. They are like supportive in many ways. The managers are not as strict as in those jobs. Actually, they're very strict. They give a hard deadlines, and they use some other language which we think it's very offensive over here in the IT industry. So I think, did you guys get a chance to compare both the industries? What do you see the good points in IT industry?
Every industry has a good and bad. That is for sure. Comparing, these, at least what I never worked in any non-IT, so I can only speak about IT. IT industry is much more matured, and everyone is much intellectual, matured, and they have a chance to raise their voice. If something happens, like someone is abusing, someone is raising a voice, then they have a chance to report it to the respective teams. So there is nothing like you'll feel insecure. Definitely you are safe in IT or whichever industry usually, but yeah, IT, if I knew IT, definitely you're safe. Nothing really bothers actually.
Comparison between IT and non-IT, even I didn't work much on it, but definitely IT is like more socialized, civilized, corporate, so more soft to that matter. So yes, and definitely there are organizations which are called as pressure cookers in IT. Yeah, I did work in one of them.
I do.
Yeah, and there are managers who abuse you.
Yeah.
And there are managers, or there is a culture
Yeah.
in the organization that they abuse. There is a culture in the organization, they put up a very hard deadlines, no matter for whatever the reason, let it be for an organization level or whatever it is. Yes, what happens is a good culture boils down from top to bottom. So if the top management is right, then the same culture will actually come down. Okay, so with all our experience, what we do is like, we take up those bad things, and then we try to make sure like, these things doesn't happen to our subordinates or our team members, and those all right. So and I would like to answer that one question which you asked, like, what in case if the project is about to fail, right? Again, the same point. See, basically what is this first thing, as Srikanth mentioned, like, we are always shy to say no, but definitely someone has to know. There is a book by Robin, what is it? Robin Sharma. Yeah, okay. It specifically mentions saying that and how to say no. Is
Yes.
that entire book is
Book is
about
there,
how to
yes.
say no.
Yes.
Right. So definitely saying no is also an art.
Art.
Right. Since we don't say no, that is the reason people will fail. Right, so that is how everyone has to say no. Okay, it doesn't mean that for everything I go on and say no. No, that also doesn't work out.
Tomorrow I have to come to office,
Because
no.
which means like, raising an alarm at the right time is very important. Now, what is happening is, because of our Indian culture and everything, and because of so much thing, is like, survival for existence, that
Survival
becomes
of the
important,
fittest.
and then survival of the fittest will be important. So somewhere someone thinks at the back of their mind, saying that, okay, if I don't do this, if I fail in this, I think I won't be in the race. So that is the reason they work left and right, day and night, and try to be in there. But definitely, if something is not right, definitely people should really see about it.
Basically, why I feel comfortable in IT is because, as Venkat mentioned, the day starts with coffee. So when we sit together for coffee, we'll not discuss about the project and work. First of all, we'll ask about our well-being. how's the family, how things going on. It starts with the day with the. Then slowly when we go back to our work, we'll start checking the emails when we have in the meetings. There also, if you're not able to understand, there'll not be a pressure. So the people will always try to solve the problem instead of making it complex. So even the developers or testers who are working around with us and the BS or the product owners, which are stakeholders which are there, they're also communicate in such a way that making things easy for us. Not, putting pressure or laying more stones on it. So they always make the path easy. So I'm thankful to all my managers, first of all, who always motivate and got good managers till now. Yeah. So till now, so it's always like that. They always keep motivating and all. Obviously, we'll have pressure in sometimes, and some deadlines need to be crossed. That will be there across any industry sometimes. But still, as you mentioned, like if you're not having dinner or lunch, people make sure to have lunch and dinner and everything. But I see in the non-IT people working for the sales and the banks at the time the targets, because we'll be taking the trainings. The last few days they're not able to attend the call. For 1 hour call they're not able to attend. I say, wait, what is the reason? They say they're not having the time to even have lunch, dinner and breakfast, because the targets pressure and the manager pressure will be so high that people are not able to come out. So that is the one reason which I think that people should really now move from non-IT to IT, because that pressure, we are not pressure cookers as we mentioned. We are human beings. So at least when they have the skill and talent, then people should get the right opportunity to move into IT. That's what I feel.
One very serious question. Today we had this weekend connect with my trainees. So few people have come and they have a career gap, especially women. They raise children and they have to set up a family. So they just leave their jobs and they don't work for a couple of years. So now after the children's grown up, they are like lost. I mean, the ladies are lost actually. So they don't want to sit at home. They want to come back to the work, but where to start they don't know. Any suggestions for you, since you are a very senior managers, you do a lot of hiring in your companies. What is your suggestion for those people who want to come back to the workforces?
So for women, nowadays all companies are encouraging back to work. So back to work for women is a program where if any woman who has taken a break for some whatever reason it is, either can be a pregnancy or can be their personal or their wedding, whichever it is. Yeah. For women, especially when you speak about women, I'm talking about women back to work program. So we have it, and we are implementing it. We are also adhering to it. So saying that if they did good, and being one more thing is women are multi talented. Yeah. They handle work, they handle house chores as well. So obviously if they are multi talented in their own fields, obviously they are talented here as well. So being a break is not nothing bothers to the companies. So we are encouraging that too. Yes, they can come back after the break. Yes.
Yeah. So yes, back to work is something which nowadays all the organizations are actually encouraging, and they want diversity in the office, in the companies, which is absolutely important. Yes, apart from that, taking advantage of that program, what I would suggest to the women who have a break in their career is like, see if there is a break, if there is a change from the time they stopped and the time they want to start. For example, they are in testing. Okay, they stopped their career when it was a manual testing, but now it is all automation. So they have to really switch them, upskill them to manual automation, and then they can again make a start. Right? That start is definitely, you have to fill that gap. Right? Yeah. If you are in programming, right? Okay, you are using a very older version of a version, and try to get acquainted with all the new versions which are there. What are the changes which are there, and try to start your journey again there. So there should be some cautious effort to be made to fill up that gap. Yes. That is definitely required.
Very good, nice suggestion. So how do they apply for these? Do you have any separate categorization on the careers page of your companies, or they can just go ahead and apply the same on the Naukri, and you guys will call them back? How do they find such kind of opportunities?
Okay. So every company, so for example, all the companies which we are currently working, and all the companies which previously worked, so they have a special program, as we mentioned, like for women back to work. Okay, they specifically mentioned that we are having roles which the woman can take up. So they don't say that okay, we have so and so roles for which woman has to apply, but they said okay, now we are ready to take women back to work. So now everyone, when this comes up, right, then there will be an URL or there will be kind of a contact person which we can actually pass it on to that person who is actually aspiring, right, and they can actually say that okay, this was their actual previous experience, this is what their previous expertise, and they can actually go ahead with that. Yeah.
And in which months do you hire more? In which in a year, what is the hiring period? Which is like many people are like very interested.
I know.
To know
That depends on the requirements actually.
Okay.
Requirements from the client or requirements for the company or requirements may open when someone leave, right? So it all depends. You cannot quantify or quantify at what dates usually, but something like financial year ending, after financial year ending, once this financial year ends, right, all the budget will again reopen. So that is one possible window where they can try to that. And I also agree with agree with the same what Venkat said, like back to work for women, and they have taken a 2-3 years gap, they have to really upskill. It's just not, they cannot just apply and they'll be nowhere obviously. So once they took a gap, right, once they have to upskill, they have to do some certifications, some learnings, some institutes like you guys. And I really appreciate what you guys are doing right now, because just a training, giving a training and putting all the hoardings in the city and then making an offers saying that we will give the training. Instead of that, you're taking taking off your time and doing these podcasts and putting those podcasts with the real techies to the people who are not aware of what's happening. And this really, I would think it's really helpful for the people who are really, looking for the jobs, like freshers or the people who has some gap in between their careers, or people who wanted to really switch from non-IT to IT. So this is really helpful, and keep up this good work.
Thanks,
guys.
Shrikant, so much.
I wish I could predict the season where there would be more jobs, but unfortunately we can't do that. So if companies are based out of US, probably they don't try to hire in the later parts of the year, because there would be okay. They won't want to hire at the month of December to January. So then every company comes up with their own set of cooling periods, right? Okay, they don't probably like to do that. But a general say goes like, this is a good way, a good time when people actually shift is from February to like kind of September, because people will see like, these are the cutoff dates for getting your yearly hikes or bonuses and all this. So they actually calculate in that way. It is going, but definitely there is like no particular season or no particular time where there are more hires. It all depends upon, as Shrikant was mentioning, that requirement and the changes which are going through. Yeah.
So can you predict about firing period?
Simple, when the company is not doing well. Yeah, again, see, there are multiple ways why actually a company, let me tell you one thing very important. Firing is very difficult than hiring. Hiring is much easier, but firing is it is very difficult, probably for the company as well, because there is a lot of financial things also involved in it. So again, if there is a reason, if the roles are redundant, if the company is not doing well, and somehow they have to cut down the cost, so there are multiple ways they will actually take a call on why they want to go her for and firing. Probably it is not an easy decision for an organization or to the topmost job as well. So yeah,
And unfortunately, managers are the persons who has to talk to the team members, communicate that the firing is happening to the team members, and that's a really, really difficult task. Obviously for us and for the team members as well, yes.
So when you came like in the afternoon, you might have seen the, people were sharing their experiences, like the event which was going in the afternoon. So what did you feel like?
Okay. I was really happy, because when I just came in, Santosh was the first time who has seen me. I said, hey, wait, guys, you want to join here or you want to sit back there and relax? I was actually in a mood like, I just want to jump onto that stage and talk to there. So because, see, I'll be very honest in doing one thing. What you guys are doing is a service. I feel like it is a service. The reason is, Okay, they pay for it, but okay, they pay for it for some expenses, but the motivation, the boosting which you give to get into their field, which they are actually happy, they're more interested in, is like, it is no less than a service.
Thank you so much. So till now, actually, I was waiting for this round. Actually, people have seen your professional side till now, so no one know about your personal. So on the public demand,
I think this is the first time we're connecting.
it's the first time we are connecting, and
Don't ask about age, okay?
say some questions have been put actually. So okay, first question I'll ask. So which one you choose, Srikanth? Public recognition or personal incentive?
Public what?
Public recognition or personal incentive?
I would say public thing.
It's a rapid
Both
both can say. Yeah. Which one you prefer? Can you say immediately?
So,
Yeah, public recognition or personal incentive?
public recognition.
Public recognition.
Okay. One large project or multiple small projects?
Multiple small projects.
Multiple small projects, yes.
Okay. Tried and true methods or experiment with new tool, new idea?
Try with what?
Tried and true methods or experiment with new ideas?
Experiment with new ideas, obviously.
So in IT.
Tried with the old ones. Tried and I can't take a risk. In delivery especially.
Okay. Quick decisions or thorough research?
Thorough research.
Quick decisions.
I thought. Okay. So if you were invisible for a day, what would you do?
If I am invisible for a day, what would I do?
Hmm.
I would go for a trip.
Why to be invisible for going a trip? Yes.
I wish not to disclose that. Because I'm invisible.
No.
Good one.
Okay. Okay. If you could eat only one thing forever, what would you choose?
Dal.
Karela.
Karela.
My wife would really go mad and say, Pappu.
Okay. Okay. If you had 10 years left to live, okay, how would you live your life differently?
I would be more near to spiritual things.
Live like a king size.
Okay. Okay. What is the strangest food that you have ever tasted?
I always taste strange foods. And I experiment with a lot of things and I get bounced back. So
Please
it's okay.
don't say it is home food.
I cannot reveal this so publicly.
Oyster omelette was something which was very weird, which I tasted in Singapore. So
Okay.
I actually I took it for ostrich omelette, and
Oh.
then it was oyster omelette. So
Okay.
it was really weird.
Okay. What would your closest friend say? It's like it's the best character trait. If I'm asking your close friend, like what is the best character, what will he say? But Srikanth, you can answer for Venkat and Venkat can answer for Srikanth.
Best traits in your
Best trait in your friend. But what do you find the best character trait in Srikanth?
Okay, within the friend. So yeah, if it is Srikanth, then he is very friendly, very approachable. So yeah.
And Venkat, for me, he will never say no actually. Whatever says, he says, okay, let's do this, let's do that. He will put everything. And
Probably he didn't read that Robert.
Robin Sharma. Yeah, even I was getting into the mind. Okay.
but yes, he is really friendly. He is really approachable too. Of course, he doesn't say no. That's also good for the friends actually.
For the friends, okay, not for the colleagues. Okay. Would you rather travel 100 years into the future or into the past?
I would travel to the past.
I would travel to the future.
You will travel to the future. Okay.
Past is past.
And that was past. Again, you don't want to start that journey. Okay. If you could road trip anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Everywhere. I love road trips.
Okay.
I want to go to Ladakh along with my kid. So probably that is something which is in my bucket list.
Okay. So, what is the best, worst, or funniest job you have ever had?
Funniest job.
Yeah.
Ugh. Best,
Worst
funniest?
or funniest job which you have ever had?
I don't know. Pass.
No, didn't really had any worst or even.
You had in a previous organization, I hope so.
Yeah. So, but definitely, see, as I mentioned, like in a previous organization, but definitely is there. I won't say it as worse, but it was difficult. Kind of, the culture was difficult. But yeah, as such,
You go for some Asian origin companies award.
Yes.
Because even I had a similar experience.
I'll better hold it for myself.
Okay. An idea that changed your life or career?
Ask, which I previously mentioned, ASK. I was also a little shy at those times, but when I learned this ask beautiful 3-letter word, it really changed myself, my character, my outlook and my approach, for sure.
I thought you said getting married.
Yeah, I cannot disclose this.
Family members
Yes.
also will watch this podcast.
Yeah.
Yes. Venkat.
So yeah, but I think interacting people was an idea which when we came across our school days, so that has helped me. So yeah, networking is very important for me. So yes, that has really played a prominent role.
What is one of your favorite topics or conversation which you always bring and would like to discuss about it?
Myself, I would like to talk about movies, would like to talk about road trips, yeah, and gossips too, a little bit.
What could be a best topic other than speaking about your manager in an office? It is always the best thing to happen.
I could say instead of talking about manager, like roasting about manager.
Obviously, yeah, that would be the favorite topic when all the guys sit
But
actually on a table.
I didn't roast manager.
I don't believe.
Neither me too.
What is the best advice you have ever received till now? Advice.
Okay, need to recollect. I don't know which one was.
So many advices or no advice?
Yeah, that is something which I'm actually thinking about. Best advices.
Okay, I would like to, in
Yeah,
the meantime
please
you
go
can
ahead.
think about it. So my advice from my guru is, he mentioned me that you have a lot of potential, but you are not coming out of that comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
So what he did is, I applied for a leave just after my initial days of marriage. Let's say 1 year of my marriage, I just wanted to go for a Goa trip, and he just declined it, and it hit my ego. And he said, you are the only person who is doing this job. If you go, this would stop. And I was like, okay. Then I came out of that comfort zone and did an automation job, and just, with my ego and all, I just throwed it in front of his desk. He said, your leave is already approved. I just made you, put out of your comfort level, and you're out of it. I know you're capable of it. Your leave is already approved. And that's my best advice from my guru. So I'll never forget that. And I always pass on the same to my team members too. So, yeah.
So it's all about your Goa trip, not about your ego.
Yes, that's true. Goa is on.
For Goa, we'll do anything.
Go.
For Goa, we can do anything.
We'll tell so many lies at home also.
Yes, Venkat. Any Goa trip like that?
I want to reveal something really
Sure,
important. I have not been to Goa till now.
Oh.
Seriously.
What?
With family. I hope he's staying with family.
No,
Even my single also I have never been
No,
there.
it's
So
always
yeah.
on a budget.
Now there is no choice that I can go single, so I have to go with my family. So definitely.
road trip in your car
Yeah.
to Goa.
Okay. How would you like to be remembered?
I would like to be remembered as a person who always helps.
I would like to remember me as special always, and they should not forget me for with whatever reason it is, either good or bad. Usually, I think I'm always good. They should remember me as smiling. They should remember me as caring. They should remember me as the most friendliest person. So this is what I just needed in my life. That's all, nothing else.
Sure. The last but not least, if you could give one piece of advice to a large group of people, what would it be?
piece of advice. Okay,
To
it is
larger
only
audience.
like keep moving, adapt to the changes, and always upskill.
Sure.
Yeah, one piece of advice: when you get up early morning, forget the past, be in the present. Just be in the present. Do with all your commitment and hard work. That's it. It will pay off. Nothing else.
Present is the present.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you sir, a lot.
Uh, So really, I want to thank both of you for coming to our SIT talks, and whatever you said is a lot of experience and wisdom, and I think it is really valuable suggestions for all our audience. So we would always again vouch for you in the future. Also, we'll definitely have such kind of podcasts. Okay, thanks so much, Venkat and Shrikant. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for giving us an opportunity to talk in this forum.
Thank you.
Thank you, both Santosh and Aslam. It
It's
was a
our
pleasure.
privilege, actually.
It was a pleasure. It was like, having a very kind of a coffee. Of course, we also had a coffee. So it was a coffee conversation, more of a coffee conversation than anything formal. It was very nice. It is our pleasure that we are here. Thank you very much.
It's just a small token of gift from us. So please.
It's mainly for we made you wait for a very very long time. So we are
When are
extremely.
you calling for next one?
Thank you so much. So guys, this was today's podcast. I hope you all had really good insights from our discussions today. So the managers are very experienced professionals. They have all spoken from their heart. They have given really very heartful suggestions for all of you. So please take all the good points from us and use it for your betterment. And please subscribe for such amazing content. If you liked or if you don't like our content, if you have better suggestions, please comment on a section and share it with your friends. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.